Hello everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series, we're doing class number 4 and what will probably be maybe 8 classes total in talking about service, specifically customer service. So we've just got done our vocabulary section and we're going to move on to key phrases required for dealing with customers, particularly on the phone. We'll be talking about that in just a minute. First, a bit about me. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom quiet. Tune in to the new words you're learning. When you are speaking, use them as actively as you can so I can correct you and give you feedback. And finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. So if you give me just a second, what I'm going to do is open our presentation for today. I just have to download it first, which I'm doing right now. And then we'll do a quick introduction and we'll get started. Actually, I'm downloading it right now. It's going to take just a second. Let's see, is that ready? All right, it's going to take a second. So while that's downloading, let me say a quick welcome back to Daniel. Nice to have you back, Daniel. I don't hear Daniel, but I guess. Oh, there you are. Okay.
I have some noise today.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Let me say hello to Anna. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm all right, Anna. Anna, where are you from?
I'm from Spain. I was born in Seville, and I live in Seville.
You live in Seville now. Okay, very good, very good. And let me say hello to Mac. Hello, Mac.
Hello, how are you?
And where are you from, Mac?
I am actually from Iraq and living in Spain.
You're from Iraq and you're living in Spain?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think it's a good choice. Iraq is not an easy place these days.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's great to have you with us. So there'll be others joining us in a few minutes, but we'll start with or without them. So take a look on your screen and you'll see Talking About Service, Part 2. In the previous class, we began by describing this picture and getting some key vocabulary for talking about customer service. You can see that in the notes. By the way, first of all, if you want a copy of the presentation, this is presentation 2. I just put it in the chat window. If you want to open the notes is where when I make corrections, I write them in the notes. If you want a copy of the notes, it's there right now in the chat window. Look in the Verbling chat. And yesterday I gave you homework. I'm also going to put the link to that in the chat window as well. Now the homework, I don't go over the homework in class unless you have a question about it, because I put the answers on the last page, okay? So for those of you who did the homework, oh, we got new people here. Very good. We got Amir, João, Yuki. Okay, very good. João, is this your first time in my class? Hello, João. Are you there? João, don't forget to turn on the microphone. You've got to go to the top of the screen and click on the microphone icon, okay? Otherwise, we can't hear you. So, can you hear me okay, João? Yeah, I don't hear you, so I'm going to assume there's a microphone problem. Let me see if I can turn on my camera really quick. Hold on a second here. Can everyone see me okay?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So, Amir, you can hear me. Good. João, if you go to the top of your screen, you'll see the microphone icon next to the invite people icon. Make sure the microphone icon is white. If it's red, we can't hear you. Okay? And João, if there's any questions or you need help, just write in the chat window and I'll try to help you. Okay? So, we'll wait for him to get his microphone on. And Ishmael, long time no see. How are you, Ishmael?
I am doing well, thank you.
Very good.
Eric, how are you? Nice to see you again.
Where have you been? I was away. I had to teach a course in another country, but I'm back. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in like a month.
I have some medical problem and yes.
Are you okay now?
Yes, we can say I am okay. Thank you.
Well, I hope you're okay. Well, later on you can tell me about it privately. I hope you're okay.
Oh, thank you.
If you need something, tell me and I'll come to Turkey and help you, okay?
Oh,
I don't know what I can do, but I'll do my best.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's see what we're going to do here. So, João, we're still waiting for you, so let me know if you're having any problems by writing in the chat window. Or, if you got your microphone on, just say hello, all right? Got your microphone on, João? Hello? Still no. Okay. All right, well, let's get started with or without João. Let's get started here. Take a look at your screen, and you'll see talking about service. Yesterday we worked on lots of vocabulary. 2 sets of vocabulary words. 1 set of adjectives, 1 set of kind of nouns, but they were more like little expressions, little fixed expressions like, I have to actually remember what it was. Things related to ways you would describe customer service. I know we had things like repeat customers, existing customers. That was more with adjectives. If you give me just a second, I'll try to do a quick review. Well, actually, hang on a second. Maybe the one thing we can do just quickly, it would be better to review by looking at the homework. I'm not going to go over the homework, but just to take a look at the words, it would be better to look at the homework because it's all there for you. So if you just give me a quick second, let's take a look at this. Here you can see homework 1 that I gave you yesterday. Working with words. So here you see the set of adjectives: attentive, dissatisfied, high quality, substandard, loyal, existing, efficient, discourteous, responsive, repeat. And it was all about types of customers and types of customer service. If you haven't done this, you can use the link and do it after class. Correct yourself and bring your questions to class to the next one. The second page was a little bit more oriented towards nouns, if I'm not mistaken. For example, because we had like things like get feedback, meet or exceed a customer's needs. These little expressions that we saw in yesterday's class. Okay, so did anyone besides Daniel, did anyone do the homework and have any questions about it? What about you, Daniel? Did you have any questions about the homework? Was it pretty clear?
Clear.
Yeah? Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so if you want to review the vocabulary, those 2 homework exercises would be a very good place to do it, okay? So words like get feedback, exceed customers' needs, keep existing customers, what was another one? Losing customers to competitors. These were little expressions that we saw in yesterday's class, okay? So, what we're going to do is, let me go back to our presentation, and we're going to work on key phrases you would use, particularly when you're on the phone. So, in this unit, we've talked a bit about customer service. We're going to be talking about how to deal with customers, how to reassure them, and using direct and indirect questions. So if you want to be more polite, you might use an indirect question. We'll see that not this week, but probably on next Monday in the next class. Today we're going to work on business communication skills, phrases for dealing with customers. So my first question is, who are your internal customers? Internal, not external. Do you treat them differently than you treat external customers? So think about, for those of you who are working in an organization or a company, tell me, what would be the difference between an internal and an external company? Can anyone give me an idea about the difference?
Maybe if your company work for another company, it's your internal customers. Maybe a computer service
Right.
who works for a lawyer office, for example.
Okay.
If I have a trouble with my computer, I
Mhm.
phone a computer company.
So, in other words, you've got a kind of network of companies that work together, service providers. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay,
Provide
and
me a service. Yes.
that's it. Okay, so internal customers could be kind of like if you have an agreement with a company. So maybe you do the IT services, or maybe you do the food. Maybe you're a catering company. Okay, I agree. That could be it. You work in IT, right, Daniel?
Sorry?
You work in IT, don't you?
IT.
Yeah.
I used to work in a engineering company
Say
for
again?
for for a constructions project, highways, road.
Oh, I thought you were doing something with IT, with computers.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay, I don't know. I don't know why I thought
I
that.
I was talking about an example for internal customers.
Got it, okay. Very good. Uh, by the way, Ricardo, I can see you out there in the chat window, but if you have a question, you can put it there. I can't always see the chat window when I'm in class, okay? But I'll try to read questions if you're not able to come in. Okay? So, Ricardo, if you've got any questions, I'll try to answer them. What about you, Anna? What do you do? Do you work in a company?
No, I work as a civil servant.
Ah, okay. So you probably have internal customers as well. So your customers are the public, but you probably have other civil service or private companies that work with you to help you do your job, right? Like, for example, the computer people, they're probably connected to you in some way. So what do you think would be the difference between your internal and external customers? Can you think of an example of maybe what an internal customer would be like in your job?
Well, in my job, I have to deal with other kind of customers because they are certain kind of people whose behavior is a bit complicated. So I think that is a direct customer, and they have in front of my table, and I
Your
have
desk.
to yes, I have to explain more question about the problem,
Right.
and then I write in my computer.
Right. So those are your external customers. The public are your external customers. Of
Yes.
course, they're not really customers, but it's more or less like that. But when you have to talk to another branch of the government, then those are your internal customers because they probably provide some information for you. So if you work in Social Security and you have to talk to another branch of Social Security, or you have to talk to, I don't know, the finance branch, those are kind of similar to internal customers. Kind of. Because maybe they provide information for you that you need to help out the public that you're attending. So that might be an equivalent, more or less, more or less. Not exactly the same because you're in the government, so it's not exactly the same. Okay, but that's a good example. Let me see. And Mac, what do you do? Are you working in a company? Are you studying? What do you do?
Actually, I'm studying. I'm not working, and
What do you study?
so I'm doing a PhD in computer science.
PhD in computer science. Okay, very good, very good. And Amir, what about you? What do you do? I think I asked you, but I don't remember.
Actually, I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer. Okay, very good. So what about you? Do you have internal as well as external customers? So when someone comes to you for a legal case, right, that's your external customer. Do you have internal customers, for example, other branches of your law office or other companies that work with you that are internal customers that you help or supply services to? Or do you work totally
Yeah, exactly.
independently?
Yeah. Actually, I work with both of them, external and internal customers.
Oh, okay, great. So tell me, what's an example of an internal customer here?
Yeah, internal customer as a regular customer, we work with them, they come and ask and take advice from our office or something like that. And external customers, like someone else can ask by phone or email or something like that.
Ah, okay, okay, very good. So for example, sometimes companies have lawyers, and an internal customer might be someone from the company or from a different branch of the company as well. An external might be occasionally you'll be able to do private services as well, right? There's different ways to use your services. Depends on the company, of course. Well, let's do this. We're going to try to look at an example of dealing with internal versus external customers, specifically using the phone. What kind of skills you need and how you might treat them differently on the phone. So here, in this little task, it asks us to read the context, which I'll show you in a second, listen to 3 phone conversation workers at JC, this is the name of the company, have with both internal and external customers. Then what you're going to do is try to complete the notes. You're going to do this through listening, okay? But I'll give you a chance to read the transcription as well. So you're going to try to use your ears. First, let's read the context and understand what's really going on, okay? So, what do you think, Daniel? Could you read the context for us?
Yes. GS Office Supplies is an international company located throughout Europe. Departments are centralized in certain countries. AG Internal Procurement is based in Poland, so employees have to deal with internal customers as well as their external clients.
Okay, and just a quick note on pronunciation. JC, repeat?
JC.
Right. So it's J. That's not a G. I heard a G. So JC.
I say G.
Right,
JC.
right. JC Office Supplies located throughout Europe. That was fine. Oh yeah, departments are centralized.
Departments are centralized.
That's it. I want to hear the Z like zebra. Centralized.
Centralized.
Almost. I really need to hear a Z like zoo. That's it. That's it. Centralized.
Centralized.
Okay, good. Remember, the Z is not at the beginning. The beginning is an S. Central. The end is lised. Lised.
Okay.
Say what? Okay. Well, you got to work on it a little bit, Daniel, because I'm hearing an S at the end. But you get the idea. The Z has to be a little stronger. Okay. So, This is the company, JC Office Supplies. It's something like a company like, Staples. Maybe everyone knows that famous company. So what kind of things, let me see, Ishmael, what kind of things do you think JC Office Supplies sells to the public? What kind of things do you think they sell? What kind of products do they deal with? What do you think?
They sell office product.
Yeah, like what? What do you think? What's an example of an office product?
Office product. If I give an example, paper,
Yeah, so paper, we call that,
pencil,
we don't call it paper though,
staples,
we call it stationery.
stationery.
Yeah, so paper is general, stationery is for business, for doing business. Paper for doing business to write letters on. Stationery, pencils, what'd you say? Staples. Okay, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Furniture could be?
Could be, yeah, some kinds of furniture like desks,
Computer products, maybe.
possibly. I know that Staples here, anyway, Staples Office Supplies sells computers as well. What about
Office
where you?
appliance.
What do you call the thing where you store your documents? What do you call the furniture where you store your documents?
Box file.
Not box file, but almost. Filing. If it's really big, we call it filing.
Storage.
Almost.
Yes,
If it's
file.
really
Hard
big,
disk.
if it's really big, and full of paper, documents, and you can open up the drawers. Do you know what we call that?
Bracket? No.
Give up. Going once, going twice.
Rack file?
I would say filing cabinet. If it's really big, we'd say filing cabinet, right? And just to be clear, let me show you what I mean. 1 second. 1 second. Here is an example of a filing cabinet. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry. Oh, I lost my page. I went to the wrong page. I wanted to go here. There you go. So that's a wooden filing cabinet. What do you see inside of the filing cabinet? Inside the two drawers, what do we have?
There are many files.
We have what?
Files.
There are
Nope.
many files.
Folders.
Folders. Right. So files are the documents. Folders. So yes, you're right. We do have files, but what I meant was, what are the files inside of? The files are inside of folders. The folders have tags on the top. You can see little tags, and these are called hanging folders. Okay, so that's a good example. You can see what a filing cabinet is. That's an example of office supplies. All right, it's not that you don't know this. I know that you know, but it's good to just remind yourself, try to elicit some of those vocabulary words. So that's what JC Office Supplies is selling. Let's go back here. Now what you're going to do is listen to 3 phone conversations and try to complete the notes. There are 10 notes that you have to complete. I would suggest writing them down on a piece of paper right now. Get out a pen and paper or pencil and paper. Number it from 1 to 10. Okay, and see if by listening one time, see how many of the notes you can pick up. Okay? So you can see there on number 1, it's the Procurement Department International Form. Number 2, it's the IT Help Desk call log. And number 3, Customer Services Complaint Forms. So there's going to be 3 different phone conversations going on. All right?
John, sorry.
Yeah.
Can
Hello,
you hear me
João.
now? Yes, I fixed my microphone.
Very good, very good. So, where are you from? You're from Brazil?
Yes.
Ah, okay, great. Nice to have you. You haven't been here before, right? This is your first class?
I think it's my second class.
Ah, okay, yeah. Maybe I remember from before, a while ago. Like a month ago or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I remember. Okay, so take a look on screen. You can see number 1 is department, number 2 is order 4, number 3 is order number, etc. See how many of the notes you can pick up by listening one time. The second time, you're going to listen and read the transcription, okay?
Okay.
Is everyone ready? Ready! Ready? Ready! Here we go. Conversation 1. This is a conversation between two people, Boris and Paula. Conversation 1. Boris says, "Hello, procurement. Boris speaking. Paula. Hi, Boris. This is Paula from sales in the Milan office. I have a question about the order we placed. Boris. What seems to be the problem? Paula. It's the approval for our training course. The course should begin next week, but the training company hasn't received the signed contract from us. Boris. Okay, could you give me the order number and I'll look into it? Paula. It's 02/584. Boris. Can you tell me when you sent it to us? Paula. At least a month ago. Training Direct needs the contract before the course can begin. That's by Friday at the latest. Boris says, let me get this straight. What you're saying is we still have the contract you need and you need it back, signed by us. Paula, well, yes. Boris, okay, these things do take time, I'm afraid. Oh, I have the contract here, I see it now. What I'll do is check the figures and see if Angela can sign it by tomorrow. If you give me the fax number of Training Direct, I'll fax it straight to them and then post you a copy. Paula, will it be ready in time for the deadline? Boris, I'll do my best. Okay, so that was conversation 1 about procurement. Listen to conversation 2 out of 3. This is conversation 2 between Chris and Johan. Chris says, IT desk, Chris speaking, how can I help you? Johan. Hi Chris, it's Johan here from Copenhagen. Chris. Oh, hello Johan. Haven't heard from you for a few days. Have you worked out our new customer database yet? Johan. Very funny. This isn't a problem about that. My computer keeps going black. Chris. You mean the screen goes blank? Johan. Yeah, but the hard drive light is still on. Chris. Well, if I understand you correctly, this is a hardware problem, so I'm afraid I can't help. Ask one of your IT guys in-house. Johan. I tried. They told me to call you. Chris. Okay. Could you explain exactly what the problem is? Talk me through it. Johan. Well, firstly, when I open the customer transaction program, blah, 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 blah. Okay, he explains the problem. Then Chris says, okay, good. Yeah, I noted all that down. I'm going to have a look into this. Okay, I'll get back to you shortly. Johan. Do you know why it's doing this? Chris. Well, give me time to check the system, okay? Say by lunchtime. Don't open the program for the next couple of hours and I might be able to sort out the problem. Okay, that was conversation 2. Let's listen to the last conversation, conversation 3 out of 3, between Marcel and Donna. Marcel says, hello, Marcel Legrand speaking. Donna. Hello, this is Donna Fitzpatrick from AS Consulting. Marcel. Good morning. What can I do for you today? Donna. Well, we received a delivery from your company, but it arrived out of office hours and was just left in front of our door. Marcel. Could you tell me when this happened? Donna. A couple of days ago. Marcel. Okay, can you tell me if you've got an order number? Donna. Yeah, 560H. We specifically requested that our paper delivery arrive between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. We now have 20 heavy boxes that need carrying up to the 3rd floor. You're normally so reliable. Marcel. Right. Could I just clarify what you're saying? You ordered paper and informed us of the required delivery date and time? Donna. Yes, I have it here in black and white. Oh, and even more importantly, the order was wrong too. There's too much paper and no printed envelopes. Marcel. Okay, once I've checked the detail, I'll call you back. Donna. Could you let me know how long it'll take? We need everything for a mailing tomorrow. Marcel. As soon as I've looked into it, I'll call you back. Okay. So, don't fall asleep, anyone. I hear people yawning. Don't fall asleep. Here's what I want you to do. Let's see if we can go around the room and tell me if you were able to pick up the detail in those notes. So the name number one is Paola. The name number one is Paola. What about the order number? Or the order for what? Sorry. The order for... Who's got it?
I got the order number.
Got the order number. So number one... Sorry. Number one is...
Contract.
Wait, I missed one. I'm sorry. Department. What was Paola's department?
Sales Department of Milan.
Absolutely right. That's it. Sales. Country, Italy. Order for... What was the order for? What was the product?
It's a course contract, approval of course.
Approval of
It's
a course.
Document.
Yeah. What kind of a course? Did you pick that up? What kind of a course?
Training course.
Absolutely. So number two is order for a training course. Number three was the order number, which was?
02.
854.
Say again.
854, no?
The first part.
I can't remember.
You said it. 02.
Auto slash.
That's it. That's it. Ishmael, say that special word I heard you say.
O2 slash.
Good. 02/854. Look in the chat window. 02/ what was it? 584. 584. Look at it in the chat window. You see the slash? The slash is a slanted bar line. 02/584. Can everyone see that in the Verbling chat window?
Yes, I see.
Okay,
No,
good.
I can't.
You can't see it, so hang on a second. If you can't see it, then
On
look
Verbling chat.
in the Verbling chat. But I'll post it in the other chat. One second. Now take a look in the group chat. It's there too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? So now you know what a slash is. If anyone says what's a slash, you know what a slash is. Approval date deadline. Did anyone catch it?
Friday.
By
Yeah.
Friday.
By Friday. It's got to be done by
At
Friday.
least.
At
At
least. At least by Friday. Good. And there were maybe a few notes. This one I don't know how clear it is. There's a few notes. So what was the extra information that we had to note down? Was there any extra information? Did anyone pick this up? So imagine you're the one taking the call and you have to remind yourself what to do later. What is it that you had to do for Paola later?
Send a fax.
That's right. Send a fax to whom? Do you remember?
Sales department people. No.
Boris?
Well, not to the sales department, but you had to remember there had to be a signature or they couldn't go ahead with the training. Right?
Contractor there.
Exactly. You had to fax.
Directly there.
That's right. You had to fax the contract directly to the company, Training Direct. But first, you were going to check what? Two things. You had to check something and you had to request something.
The figures.
Good. You had to check the figures. And you had to ask or request that someone do something. What was it missing? The contract was missing.
He's going to sign the contract.
Exactly.
Angela.
Angela was going to sign the contract. I don't know who Angela is, but Angela was going to sign the contract. That's it.
By tomorrow.
That's it. So the notes were, check the figures, ask Angela to sign it, and then fax the contract to the company, Training Direct. That is the information for number 1. What about help desk? Caller, Johan. Country, Denmark, because it's in Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Problem. What was the problem?
The computer kept going blank.
Exactly. So there was a blank screen, but the hard drive light was staying on. So the computer was on, but the screen was dark. Action required. Action required, number 7. If you're taking notes, what would you write down for the action? What did you have to do?
Check the system.
Yeah. And then?
And then consulting with IT guys.
No. That was what Johan was supposed to do. He said, "Oh, you call your IT guys," and he said, "No. The IT guys told me to call help desk." So he said he was going to check the problem. That's true. Look into the problem, and then after he did that, what was he going to do?
I'll phone you tomorrow.
You're missing a word there, Daniel. I'll do what back? You're missing a word. What's the action?
Call back.
Call back. Yeah.
Call back. Okay.
That's it. I'll call Johan back. So, look into the problem. Call Johan back. Very good. We're on to 8, 9, and 10. Part number 3. Customer services complaint form. Customer, Donna Fitzpatrick. Company, anyone get it?
Yeah, consulting.
AS Consulting.
AS.
Consulting.
AS Consulting is true. Number 9. Can someone describe... Mac, I haven't heard from you. Mac, I need you to do this one. Are you there, Mac?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
But I'm interrupted. I'm sorry. Okay, tell me.
Mac, can you tell me what the complaint was in number 3? Do you remember? I'm sorry, in part 3, number 9. What was the complaint? Do you remember?
Oh,
Remember any details? Yes, no? Going once, going twice. I'll take that as a no. I don't hear anything. I guess that means you're not sure. João, what's one detail you remember about the complaint?
It's about a wrong order.
That's true. It is about a wrong order. And Ishmael, what was wrong with the order? Do you remember?
Yes, John. The customer want the order in office time, but the delivery service
Happened when?
left it on the door out of the office time.
That's right.
And there was a second problem.
Oh, yeah?
The order was false because they don't want to envelope, but
They wanted envelopes, but they didn't get them. So they wanted envelopes. That was one problem. And also there was too much what?
Too much paper.
Exactly. So the order was left out of the office hours. It was delivered out of the office hours. In other words, they were closed when the order arrived.
Yeah.
And plus, it was all paper and no envelopes, and they had ordered envelopes. Okay, very good. That's it. The last one is the action. Okay? Daniel, what's one action that they had to take that you remember?
To resolve the problem.
Yeah. What did they have to do? Do you remember anything?
No.
No? Amir, did you catch what the resolution was supposed to be? Did you catch any details about the action to take, number 3? So number 3, part 10. What would you say? Amir, do you remember anything?
I think they will call him later.
That's right, that's right. So they're going to check something and then call him later. Does anyone remember what they were going to check?
They're going to check the details
That's right. That's right. They're going to check the details of the order to see why it was delivered at the wrong time. Check the details and call them back later. That's it. Okay. If you want to take a look, you can by going to the last slide, slide 11. There is the complete transcript. Okay? So you can always go back and look again. But since we basically got it, I think we can move on. The key idea here is to look at the expressions that were used. So let's go back here. It says listen again for each conversation and make a note of the phrases the speakers use to. Can you read number 1 for us, Yuki?
Yes. Make the initial request for information about the problem or situation.
Okay, and Mac, can you read number 2? Hello, Mac? Hello? I don't hear Mac. João, can you read number 2?
Okay. Ask further questions to establish the facts about the problem or situation.
Okay. And Ishmael, number 3, can you read that?
Clarify, check the facts and information.
Okay. Daniel, 4.
Promise action.
And Amir, 5.
Refer to time or deadlines.
Okay. Is there any question so far about the notes that you're going to take or what you're going to make note of? Is there any question about those 5 points that you're looking for? Do you know what you have to do? Is it clear?
Yes.
It's clear for Yuki. Is it clear for everyone else?
Further questions are deep questions.
That's true. That's true. But all you're really looking for is the phrases. In Spanish, that means sentence, but in English, phrase means a fixed expression.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, as far as I know is a phrase, a fixed expression, as far as I know. See you later is a fixed expression. That means goodbye. You're going to listen for the phrases, the fixed expressions used for those 5 contexts, those 5 purposes. Okay? But instead of listening, this time we're going to read it as a group. Okay? So, let me see. First of all, Mac, are you there? Because your microphone is off. Are you there, Mac? I guess not. Okay, so let's do Yuki and João. Let's read again very quickly. We're going to read conversation 1. Ishmael and Daniel, you're going to read conversation 2. Amir and Mac, if you're there, you're going to do conversation 3. If not, Amir, you and me will read it, okay? So I'm going to go down to slide 11. Yuki, can you read Boris? And João, can you read Paula, please?
Okay. Hello, procurement. Boris speaking.
Hi Boris, this is Paola from sales in the Milan office. I have a question about an order replaced.
Replaced.
Placed.
Good.
What seems to be the problem?
It's the approval for our training course. The course should be beginning next week, but the training company hasn't received the signed contract from us.
Listen to me. Signed. Signed.
Signed.
Good. Good.
Okay. Could you give me the order number and I'll look into it?
It's 02/584.
Good. Slash. Very good.
Can you tell me when you sent it to us?
At least a month ago. Training direct needs to the contract before the course can begin. That's by Friday at the least.
Let me get this straight. What you are saying is we still have the contract and you need to back signed by us?
Well, yes.
Okay, these things do take time. I'm afraid, or I have the contract here. What I'll do is check the figures and see if Angela can sign it by tomorrow. If you give me the fax number of training direct, I'll fix it straight to them and post you a copy.
Will it be ready in time for the deadline?
I'll do my best.
Okay, very good. I have a quick question. Think about those 5 points we read earlier. Making an initial request, asking further questions, deeper questions, clarifying and checking facts, promising actions, referring to deadlines. Did you hear what phrase is used to make an initial request for information?
What seems to be the problem?
What seems to be the problem? Right. Make a mental note, because you're going to use these phrases in a speaking activity soon. If not today or tomorrow, then in the next class on Monday. So make a mental note. Asking for further questions to establish the facts or establish what the problem is.
Here, yeah?
So in this
conversation, yeah?
In this conversation, yeah.
Could you give me the order number?
Could you give me, yeah, could you give me some information? Could you give me the order number? Could you give me the whatever you need to know? Could you give me is the key expression, okay? What was used to clarify or check information in this conversation?
Can you tell me when you sent it to us?
Good. Can you tell me when? And also, I think there was something else too.
Let me get this straight.
Exactly. Let me get it straight. In other words, let me repeat back to you what I understood. Let me get it straight. Good. Okay. Let's go on to conversation 2. And welcome Ricardo, who's just joining us right now. Hi, Ricardo.
Hi. Thank you so much.
No problem. Ricardo, where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Brazil. And
from Brazil as well.
My first class and a little bit losing here.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So listen, Ricardo, this is a business class, and today we're working on key expressions, key phrases to deal with customers, right? The unit is all about customer service. Key phrases to deal with customers, particularly on the phone. It's difficult to use English on the phone. When you see people, it's easy. When you're over the phone, you have only your English to help you. So what we're doing is making a note of the key expressions that we can use in a similar situation. So you and Amir are going to read the last conversation, and I'll ask you some questions at the end. But first, let's listen to Ishmael and Daniel read conversation 2 and analyze it, okay? So Ishmael, you read Chris, and Daniel, you read Johan, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Go for it.
IT help desk, Chris speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Chris. It's Johan here from Copenhagen.
It's Johan? It's Johan.
It's Johan.
Yo. That's
it's
it.
Johan.
Because the J for them is a Y, right? So even in English, we would say Y. If it was in English, it would be Joe, but in Scandinavian languages, it's yeah. So in this case, it's Johan. Go ahead.
It's Johan here from Copenhagen.
Oh, hello, Johan. I haven't heard from you for a few days. Have you worked out our new customer database yet?
Very funny. This isn't a problem about that. My computer keeps going black.
You mean the screen goes blank?
Yeah. But the hard drive light is still on.
If I understand you correctly, this is a hardware problem, so I am afraid I can't help. Ask one of your IT guys in-house.
I tried. They told me to call you.
Okay, could you explain exactly what the problem is? Talk me through it.
Well, firstly, when I open the customer transaction program...
Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, I have noted all that down. I'm going to have to look into this. Okay, I'll get back to you shortly.
Do you know why it's doing this?
Well, give me time to check the system. Hey, say
It's
by
like
line.
it's like this. He's being kind of sarcastic. Hey, give me time to check the system, huh? Something like that.
Say by lunchtime. Don't open the program for the next couple of hours, and I might be able to sort out the problem.
Okay. So I want you to think about the key expressions for a minute. Think about what they were. Think about those 5 categories we talked about just a second ago. While you're thinking of that, let's have Amir and Ricardo read the 3rd conversation. Okay? So
Okay.
Amir, I'd like you to read Donna, and Ricardo, I'd like you to read Marcel. Are you ready?
Yes.
You
Yes,
ready,
yes.
Amir? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hello, Marcel. Lee Grindy speaking.
Hello, this is Donna Fitzpatrick from ES Consulting.
Good morning. What can I do for you today?
What can I do for you? Don't forget the I.
Okay. What can I do for you today?
Well, we received a delivery from your company, but it arrived out of office hours and was just left in front of our door.
Could you tell me when this happened?
A couple of hours ago.
Okay. Can you tell me if you've got a other number?
If you've got, try it again. If you've got.
If you've got any other number?
OH. We specifically requested that our paper delivery arrive between 9:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. We now have 20 heavy boxes that need carrying up to the 3rd floor. You're normally so reliable.
Well, listen, Amir, that last line, it's kind of a different emotion, so you have to change your voice, right? That last line. How would you say that last line? You're kind of disappointed, right?
You're normally so
Yeah, you're disappointed. Let me hear it in your voice. How would you say that to show you're disappointed?
you're normally so reliable.
You're normally so reliable. I can't believe it.
No.
I can't believe it. Right?
Right. Could I just clarify what you're saying? You order paper and inform us of the required delivery date and the time.
Required. Repeat. Required.
Required.
Good.
Yes, I have it here in black and white. Oh, and even more importantly, the order was wrong too. There's too much paper and no printed envelopes.
Okay, once I've checked the details, I'll call back you.
Wait a second.
Uh,
I'll call you back.
I'll call you back.
Good.
Could you let me know how long it will take? We need everything for a mailing tomorrow.
As soon as I've looked into it, I'll call you back.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Amir, I just want you to repeat one thing.
Okay.
We need everything. I want to hear everything.
Yeah, we need everything.
Good, because I'm hearing every sing with an S, but I need to hear every thing. Yeah, that's it.
Thing, yeah.
That's it. Good, good. Okay, so here, we don't have a lot of time, but I want to isolate those key expressions just like Yuki did with João. So what I want to do is go back here, and you see those 5 categories. Think about the last 2 paragraphs, the last 2 conversations, and tell me, number 1, what expressions were used to make an initial request for information in conversations 2 and 3?
How can I help you?
Good. How can I help you? What else?
What can I do for you today?
What can I do for you today? Fantastic. Number 2. What phrases were used to ask further questions to establish the facts?
Could you tell me?
Good, good. Could you tell me the order number? Could you tell me something? Good. What else?
Could you explain?
Could you explain exactly what the problem is? Exactly. That's it. Very good. Number 3, what phrases were used to clarify or check the facts?
Okay, you tell me, blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's not exactly what was said. Okay, what you're saying is.
Okay.
What you're saying is, in the present continuous, what you're saying is.
What you're saying is.
That's it.
If I understand you correctly.
If I understand you correctly, good.
Let me get this straight.
That's one we said earlier, too. Let me get this straight. Good. 2 more. There's 2 more. Anyone remember?
Can I clarify what you are doing, what you are saying?
Good, good. Can I or could I just clarify? Just means a little bit like being polite. Can I just clarify what you're saying? And there's one last one.
Could you explain exactly what the problem is?
You can say that. No one said that in the... I don't think anyone said that, did they? But that's something you could say. The one that's missing is, so you mean. In other words, what you're trying to say. So you mean your computer screen is going blank. So you mean that the order was delivered at the wrong time. So you mean. M-E-A-N. Is that clear?
You mean our company...
That's it, yeah.
Take responsibility?
Exactly. Good. You mean our company has to take responsibility? We don't do that. Of course not. Number 4. What phrases were used to promise action? Phrases for promising action.
I look into it straight away.
Perfect. I'll look into it straight away. Next.
I will call back.
I'll call you back, like I'll check it and call you back later. Call you back. Good.
I'll get back to you shortly.
I'll get back to you shortly. Good. Get back to you is return your call. Get back to you. Good. What else?
I'll definitely have to look into this.
I'll definitely have to look into it. And there's one that's a little different than the others. It begins with the word what.
What I can do is that.
Almost. What I'll do is, it starts off with this structure that we call a clef sentence. What I'll do is, instead of saying, I will check the details, you say, what I'll do is check the details. What I'll do is fax it to you. What I'll do is, that gives it a more emphatic structure. It shows that, you know, you really care, you're being very emphatic about this. What I'll do is, so that's a clef structure when it begins with what. What I'll do is. And the last one, what phrases were used to refer to time or deadlines? Time or deadlines?
By lunchtime?
By lunchtime. Good.
By tomorrow.
Was it by tomorrow? No. It was by Friday.
As soon as
I can. As soon as possible.
Shortly after this, I'll call you back.
Once
no one said that. There's another one that used the word time. There's one expression that used the word time. Did anyone catch it?
Once I've checked the details.
The end of this week.
Once I have checked the details, I'll call you back.
Yeah, but I'll call you back when? I'll call you back. Listen.
Once.
Yeah. Besides the ones, there's another one. There's an expression that uses the word time in it. Did anyone catch that expression? It uses the word time.
Until Friday?
Mm,
By Friday?
by Friday was
Shortly.
another one, yeah.
Shortly.
Okay,
I'll
listen to
get
me.
back to-
Listen to me. The last expression is in time for the deadline. In time for the deadline. In time. Okay, if you want to review these, it's very easy to do because you just go to slide number 10 and you can see on the far right side, referring to time, by Friday, by tomorrow, by the end of the week, in time for the deadline, as soon as, and shortly. All the key expressions are there on page 10 for you to review later on. So we're at the end of the hour. We're gonna have to stop. In the next class, we're gonna pick up here. We have a little activity where we're gonna take these key expressions. We're gonna use them to deal with a phone call from an internal customer. So you're gonna pick one of these information cards, and your partner is gonna pick another one, and you're going to take turns making and receiving the call, using those key expressions specifically so that you get used to them, get comfortable with them. After that, we're going to do a freer speaking activity. You decide what phrases the caller might use in these situations, take turns make a call, but now you're going to do this kind of more from memory, more like a role play. Here, you have the information in front of you. Here, you're basically using your experience. Okay, so we're going to do these free speaking activities tomorrow because we're at. No, I don't think I can do it tomorrow. Actually, I think tomorrow there's no time slots available. So let's do this. If I can get a time slot, I will send you all a message and tell you. If not, it'll probably have to wait until Monday. But I can send you a homework today where you get to practice the key expressions that you learned. Okay? So you can work on that, and at the latest, we'll do it on. No, I can't do it on Monday because I have another appointment, so it's probably going to be on Tuesday. All right. If I can't get another time slot, the next class will be Tuesday at 11 GMT. But in the meantime, I'll give you a homework to work on to get a little bit of practice. Okay? But we'll see. Maybe I can get a time slot. All right. Very good job, everyone. Very good. Practice the homework. You can try yesterday's homework if you haven't done it. I'll send you the new homework later today. And in the next class, we'll put this into a realistic speaking situation for you to practice the key expressions. Okay? Questions or comments? Send me a message to Verbling, and I'll see you in the next class. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a Hot Topics class in the morning at 10 GMT. Bye for now, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.